This fall, I'm starting at university. I'm transferring as a junior, and my major is American Sign Language Interpreting. Today, I'm going to talk about why I chose that major and kind of my story with American Sign Language and how I got to where I am today. So I remember when I was younger, I was always super interested in ASL, and I remember learning the alphabet and a few other signs, but I never, fully learned the language, just a few signs, which is not equivalent to learning the culture and the structure of American Sign Language and all of those things. So I remember always thinking sign language was so beautiful and being very interested in it. But it wasn't until I was at community college getting my associate's degree, after I finally mustered up the courage to go in person, because I had been doing only online classes up until this point, and they didn't offer sign language online. So for my electives, I chose to do American Sign Language and go to my first in-person class. I was very nervous, but I ended up loving it. I loved going to class and learning that way. It was a great experience, and I ended up falling in love with the language. I just wanted to learn more and more and more. I always looked forward to into class. I loved doing my homework. It did not feel like a chore. So right away I knew I wanted to do something with this. I didn't know what. In American Sign Language 1, I was, just getting started, so I didn't think anything too seriously of it. But once I was in American Sign Language 2, that's when I really started considering, like, what do I want to do with this? I know I love sign language, so what are my options? So I talked to my professor, because he himself is an American Sign Language interpreter, and I just wanted to know, like, what are my options here? What are my career choices in American Sign Language? So he told me about interpreting, because of course that's what he does, and I was just so interested in what he did. It sounded amazing, but I was still on the fence, because keep in mind, my intentions with getting my associate's degree were just to stop there. I was dual enrolling as a homeschool student and counted for my high school, and it was free, so I wanted to take advantage of that and just get my associate's degree, and I was just gonna stop there. I wasn't planning on going any farther. So in the back of my mind, I was like, no, that's not part of my plan. I'm just getting my associate's degree. And I did get serious about it, and I mentioned it to my parents, and we were talking about it, and then I got scared, and I was like, but I want to be a mom. I don't want to spend all this time getting a degree and then never work in the field because I want to be a mom, and I don't want to be a working mom. I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and just all these thoughts, and I got super scared, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna step back. I'm not gonna really consider this career path. I'm just gonna continue learning because I enjoy it. So that's what I did. All the while, I'm going to deaf events in my community, which counted for credits for the class. I'm meeting these deaf individuals. I am having conversations with them. I'm learning about their culture, and I really start to just grow a passion and a heart for their community and want to help them and serve them in any way that I can. I loved hearing everyone's stories, and just seeing the diversity within the deaf community was incredible. Everyone had a different background, and everyone signed a little bit different. I always think that's so beautiful about sign language. Yes, you may be signing the same exact thing, but everyone has like a little sign accent, and they do it a little bit differently. So I love seeing all of that variation within the community, and I was so thankful as a hearing individual that the deaf community welcomed me with such open arms and were willing to teach me and help me along my journey. I remember a few people asking me, are you going to be an interpreter? And I was like, I really don't know. I was like, maybe. I was on the fence, so I was like, maybe. And then my last semester to getting my associate's degree came. I was in American Sign Language 3. I didn't need the credit at all. I just really wanted to take it while I was taking some math classes, just because I loved sign language and I wanted to continue learning. And I need to take a minute and talk about my professor, because he's amazing. He has a huge part in this journey. He really inspired me, and he just continued to teach me and encourage me, and we built a strong relationship. But he is unlike any professor I've ever had. He's very involved. He loves his students. He invests in them. He cares about them on a deeper level than just school. And that was really refreshing to see, because a lot of professors, they're just focused on their work. They don't really care to get involved in the students' lives. But this professor was so different, and he really brought sign language to life for me and showed me just how special it is. So without him, this journey would not be complete. But yeah, I started taking American Sign Language 3 for my last semester. It was very bittersweet. I was so sad knowing in my head, this is gonna be it. Like, after this, there's really nothing left. Like, this is it. I'm getting my associate's degree. But still in the back of my head, I was always thinking, what if I just kept going? What if I did decide to take up this career and just see what happens? Like, not let the fear take hold of me, just decide this is what I'm gonna do and just see what God did with it. Because who am I to tell God, no, I don't want to be an interpreter, I don't want to have a degree, I want to be a mom? What if I'm missing this whole in between, this big part of my story that God has for me because I'm saying no? I want to stay in what I know is comfortable. I want to stay in what I've planned, and I'm not allowing for him to move in my life. I had no idea what he would do if I decided to go further and get my bachelor's degree. I had no idea. And the unknown can be super scary, so I was always just really afraid. I was really grasping all of the concepts. I was learning a lot, and I just couldn't shake it. I was like, this is what I want to do. So I had another serious conversation with my family. In the beginning, my mom was like, we'll just go with you. We'll just move with you. It'll be fine. You know, just kind of as a joke. But then when we had this serious conversation, she was like, you know what, I think we're really gonna move with you as a family. And my parents have been so supportive throughout this whole journey, praying with me and supporting me as I learn and get my education. So once I was like, I want to tour this university. I just want to see what it's like. This university has a special program that was recommended by my professor. I had heard a lot of good things about the school, so I decided I'm just gonna go on a tour. I'm just gonna see what it's like and just see how I feel when I'm there. So I went on the tour, and wow, I felt such a peace. The campus was beautiful, and I just got so excited just picturing my future there, and it was more than I ever imagined. But God is a God of exceedingly and abundantly more than we could ever ask or imagine. So I was like, okay, God, I think I'm gonna go for it. And I decided to apply. Again, I was like, I'm just gonna apply. If I get in, if I don't, it's fine. I'm just gonna apply and see what happens. The waiting period was so hard. Like, all these thoughts spinning in my head, and I'm just like, am I gonna get in? Is this what I'm doing? I continued with my associate's degree. I worked hard, and then I ended up graduating, which was so bittersweet. Again, I was so sad to be leaving behind this campus where I felt so comfortable, where I was learning sign language, and I just loved my professor, my classmates, the community. I was very proud. I had accomplished what I set in to accomplish, but deep down I knew I'm gonna keep going. Like, this is not the end. The day when I found out I got accepted, just so surreal. Like, it was kind of confusing because it wasn't like a direct acceptance letter. It was a little bit of a unique situation for me since I was applying to this specific interpreting program. But once I figured it out and I could understand the letter, it really started setting in like, okay, I'm going to university. And so after a lot of prayer, my family decided we're all gonna move. We're all gonna go with you. We're gonna support you as you go to college and continue with your education, which a lot of people have thought we were crazy for. I'm thinking about making a separate video just talking about that whole thing because it's very different. Not a lot of people's families follow them to college and support them while they're getting their degree. But we really felt like that's what God had for us. And so here we are. I start in just a few weeks, and I'm so excited to become an interpreter, to continue learning, and to serve the deaf community. Now, as far as what I'm gonna do with my degree, I am not completely sure. Of course, I'm gonna be an interpreter, but beneath that, I don't know. I don't know what I'm really interested in interpreting. I know like a few things I really don't want to interpret. At least I think I don't. Like anything in the medical field, court, like I don't want to do that kind of stuff, I don't think. But I'm excited to explore and see what my options are and wherever God leads me. So that's the story of how I found American Sign Language and decided I wanted to become an interpreter. I have a long journey ahead, but I'm so excited, and again, I'm just so thankful that I have the opportunity to continue learning. So we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching this video and listening to my story. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section. And make sure you follow along on my journey. I'm going to be documenting it the whole way in this little series I created called Sign by Sign. Have a great day. Bye.